Hello everyone, a long time no see. We are finally doing another writing vlog. It's been a minute just because if you haven't been keeping up with me, I just moved to a new location, so I have not been able to work on my story or anything just because moving has been my top priority. So today's the day that we finally get back into the story and hopefully make more progress just because it's been so long. So I don't really have huge objectives or goals for the end of this video. I really just want to get myself back into the world. I didn't completely forget everything that I've written down because it's only been a month, but I do want to go back into the document and read what I have so far, look over my notes and all that, and see where I want to continue, just because I don't want to get back into it after being away for so long and lose any type of congruency or anything that I have going on. So that's kind of the plan for today. But yeah, I'm just so excited. It's been longer than I hoped I was away from my story, and if you're new here, I have a few videos related to my story that goes way more in depth. But in a nutshell, it's a contemporary romance, but I am having a hard time categorizing it just because there's romance, but that's not the main thing going on in the story, because bigger thing is that it's like election season and our FMC, her name is Noah, she gets into an internship with the mayor, and there's a lot of controversy and corruption and a lot of stuff going on in the city. So the city is very split on who they want to vote for, and the city is not like any other city. It's like the capital of innovation, technology, like every good thing ever is founded in this city. So it's a big deal, and even people who aren't from the city are watching the mayor and want to know how the election goes. So it's kind of a big deal. But yeah, we follow her and her story trying to intern for the mayor, who is a mean guy. He does not see the point in her being here, and there's also a love triangle situation going on. There's a lot of stuff. So if you want to know more, the links are in the description if you want to know all the information of my story. But yeah, we're gonna get back into it today. We're going to read what I have so far, and I will keep you updated and let you know my thoughts, just because I feel like it could also be pretty useful to see my thoughts, since I've had a lot of distance from the story, to see if I thought something that I thought was good, if it's still good, if I love something that I used to hate, if I want to change directions of where I'm going so far. We'll see all of that. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started and see where we're at with this book.
My intuition's always right. No can hide better than FBI. I had your back, but you just proved me wrong. You proved me wrong. You proved it. Then everything unfolded, yeah. It happened in a moment. You broke it, babe. You stayed at my place to stay in my way. You said you love me just to make me sound insane. Everything I did for you's in vain.
Okay, so I just finished reading the story and lots of thoughts. So I feel like in my last video I talked about how I just want to get into chapter 1. Like chapter 1 was bothering me so much. I had so many things that I wanted to change about it, but I forced myself to wait because I know things will change and all that stuff. And I still feel that way, but now what's annoying is that I feel that about kind of all the chapters. Like I don't feel like all of them are complete trash, because there are good parts in it. But I realized that, and I don't know if I'm gonna explain this well, but like I feel like the plot is the plot, right? And the main character, Noah, is only relevant when it has to do with the plot. I don't know if that makes sense. Like everything so far we know about Noah is in regards to the internship and the election. Like I haven't done anything to make her like a strong character. I haven't done anything that makes her more well-rounded, like a more well-rounded individual and like a person. I just feel like she lives only for the plot. Everything she has said up until this point was in regards to the plot. So that's something that I definitely want to change whenever it's time to do our first round of revisions, but I'm not gonna touch it. I'm probably gonna just make note of it somewhere, and we'll change it whenever I write the whole book, because I think this read through definitely made me realize how bad it would be for me to go back right now, because like I said in the last video, I was talking so much crap about chapter 1. Let's say I changed chapter 1. Well, now I just read it, and now I kind of want to change all of the first 3.5 chapters. So I'm just gonna leave it, and then we'll put a note in it, and then hopefully the more that I write, the more we'll see a change and things will be different. I definitely think the pacing's good, because, and probably just because so far everything that we know know about our FMCs because it's in regard to the plot. So there's no filler or anything. And I feel like I'm an overwriter, and I was very conscious and like telling myself, okay, let me not put filler or things that were irrelevant to the story, just because sometimes I write too many things. But I think now I went to the extreme end where the only thing I've written so far is just too focused on the plot. And I mean, there are some scenes that we get to know her a little bit more, but I feel like we could do better. And also something that I noticed in my last video is that we're in chapter 4 and I don't describe this main character until chapter 4, which is bad. Even one of her good friends, we had an interaction with her, we haven't described her. And so the next 4 characters I introduced, I made sure to make them have a description. But yeah, I need to do better with like describing people. I can describe surroundings, but I think because I can envision them in my head, I'm not putting it in paper because it seems so obvious to me, but that's clearly not the case. So here's some things that I want to work on. Hopefully by the end of this video, I'll have something to show for this. So the first one is to finalize descriptions, like I said, but kind of just beyond like skin color, hair color, eye color. I also want to be able to like kind of envision, this might not even be, I mean, it would be definitely relevant for the story, but also for me, like I want to be able to know how would they like walk? What's their posture like? What's their body language like? Like I feel like when you know somebody in real life, you can see all these little quirky things about them and what makes them them. Even just how I'm talking right now with my hands or whatever, it's very relevant to me. And so I kind of want to, maybe this is excessive, but I kind of want to know the little tiny things about each character. How would they talk? Do they sit more like straight up posture? Are they more like relaxed and chill? Like what is the vibe? Not just with sitting, but just kind of like the overall vibe and everything about the character. I also want to know like little unique things about them, because like, you know, you can have a million people with the same hair color, eye color, skin color, but there's something about them that makes them uniquely them. So I want to know what that would be for the main characters. I'm not going to stress so much about this next part, but like I want to get an idea of what kind of voice I would like them to have, but I know that it's something that I won't know until the more I write, and it's something that I can probably try to establish now and it'll change over time. So I'm not going to try to worry too much about that, but I just feel like the voice would help add to the overall being of these characters. So in a nutshell, I want to try to figure out more about these characters just so then it can help me with writing, remembering to describe them, know what was something that they would say, what are some of their actions that they would do. And I think this is a big thing, especially with the 2 male main characters, just because they're very opposite, but then there's also like a lot in common with them. And I know that whenever both characters mean business, like they mean business and they're very serious about that. And I want to be able to make the distinction of how would Xander react and how would August react, because I don't want it to be too similar. So yeah, anyways, overall, those are my thoughts. I'm in the middle of chapter 4. That's where I left off, and I don't know if I will continue writing, but we'll see. Let's do this character stuff, and maybe if I feel like writing and there's something that I can put on paper, then I will. So let's continue on and see what happens. So it's actually been a couple days. I really wanted to finish all the writing stuff in that one day, but life happens. Something interesting that I discovered while I was trying to find more things about the characters was also like scent. I don't know why scent completely went over my head, but I feel like that's like really also important with the whole figuring out every aspect of a character. And I was like looking at different scents, trying to figure out if like, oh, is this something that matches these people and their personalities and whatnot. And I don't know if I'm a little crazy, but I kind of want to like go and find like colognes and perfumes and see if like, oh yeah, this is something that Noah would smell like, or this is something that August would smell like. Because I had an idea and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna write it down, but I think I'm a little crazy just because I really want to like smell, I don't know, like for example, I know what vanilla smells like, I know what strawberry smells like, and like yeah, I could attribute these scents to these characters, but I just feel like I really want to go kind of in the store and like do that. But we're not doing that today because I really want to get this up. But I think that would be kind of fun for like a vlog. Like let's just go out and like find things that I think might be fun for the characters, which is definitely taking things too far because I really don't think that that's necessary. And I'm going to continue writing without having these things, but I just feel like it's kind of like a fun little experiment field trip, kind of going out there just to really make the world and the characters feel real. Also, something that I didn't even consider was like height. I was trying to see if I wanted to make one of the characters a short king, and I'm kind of contemplating it. I don't know yet, but like I just feel like height is something that like I see them different in. Like I was contemplating definitely making Xander a little bit taller, a little bit shorter. And I feel like, not that like there are certain personalities with height, but I just feel like making these tiny decisions, like these little tiny things can, I don't know, make me have a better understanding of who they are. Just like being able to have like little general ideas, like if they're short or they tall, it could be helpful. Like, oh, if she needs someone tall to get something off of high shelf or something, a short king might not be the first person she goes to and stuff. And I know I'm totally taking this to an extreme level, these little microscopic things, but I just kind of think it's fun to know little, like every little thing about them. So I'm just gonna do that on my own free time and probably vlog it if I do end up going out and about and learning more about these characters. Because something that I didn't think too much through was like, I made a video not that long ago attributing Myers-Briggs personality test traits to the characters, and I think those were really helpful and I really liked that. But there's still so much more beyond if they're like an introvert and extrovert and stuff like that, that I definitely want to dive deeper into. But anyways, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I did do some character development in these past few days. One of the big things that I figured out is kind of more like facial expressions, like what their resting face is, if that makes sense. For example, for August, he kind of frowns a lot, and that's just kind of his resting face. When he thinks, when he having a conversation, he kind of just like furrows his brow often. So like when he, let's say, makes another facial expression, we might see different traits that we didn't see before. So I think it'll also add to showing more than telling, which is something that I absolutely hate when books tell way more than show. And so even though I do think I'm taking some of the character development to a really far level, I think it will be really helpful in writing and like being able to show things instead of me just saying like, oh, he's sitting there. Like, how is he sitting there? What's his face looking like the whole thing. So that was really helpful. Also hair, I wanted to not only just describe their hair color, but also their style and see if it matches with the type of character that they are, as well as like skin tone. Like I don't want to, like, let's say make a character who's always like sun-kissed, but he's very introverted, stays at home, doesn't go out very often, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to take little things like that and like put deeper meaning into them, which I'm having a lot of fun doing. So let me know what you think. Should I do a whole video solely just on characters where we go out and, you know, find sense and stuff, and then also I can describe to you more in depth about these characters? Or should I just keep it more of a, like, not a secret, but like hold off on it? Because I don't know, because that's the whole thing with writing, and my dilemma with this is like knowing how much to share and stuff like that. I think I'm gonna do the same thing whether you like it or not, but trying to like go too far and describe all these characters so way before I even finish the first draft, I don't know about that. We'll see. This is just me kind of going with the flow, trying to figure things out as I go. It's been officially 2 months though since I've revived this story that's been dormant for the past like 5 years. And so I feel like, I don't know, I'm not trying to rush my process, but I definitely want to get the ball rolling just because I'm still very early on and I want to get to a certain point. I want to have maybe little mental goals for myself so I know where I would like to be soonish, because I don't want to let this book sit for another 5 years before I pick it up. But yeah, I think that is the update for today. I'm sorry that there wasn't so much in this writing vlog, but I appreciate it if you stayed to the end, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any suggestions for writing videos or anything like that, let me know so I can go ahead and do that. It's officially September, which means it's fall. I have some fall decor, and I have a decorating my Kindle for fall video coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. And I think I'm posting this video on my birthday, so if you made it this far, thank you so much. That is such a great birthday gift you could give me. And if you want to show some more love, you can be sure to subscribe to my channel and like the video. But other than that, I will see you in the next writing vlog or video, and I will talk to you then. Bye.